So it's going to be a bit difficult to change the tire like that. So the best thing to do is put the bike on its back. Okay. So like I said, I'm changing in my kitchen. So please seek permission from kitchen holders, moms, dads, wives, sisters, brothers, children, and make sure you got a nice working space, okay? And we basically just grab the bike and turn it upside down. So there is my bike upside down, quite sturdy, and the seat is on the floor and the handlebars are on the floor as well. So please, please, please seek assistance. If you can't do it on your own, make sure there's two of you doing this. Okay, so the first things first, once again, I want to show you this here. So we need to release the tire. So never try and fix a puncture or anything while the wheel is on the bike. I mean, some experts may do that. Okay, so first things first, make sure you have the kit ready. So it's pointless taking the tire off the bike, getting it ready, and then thinking, I haven't got tools. Okay, so these are the tools that's going to help us to get the tube out, get the tire off the rim. We have a puncture kit there, although we're not going to do a puncture today, but that's the puncture kit. We have the essential tool for any bike rider, okay? Quite simply, quite cheap, you can get it from anywhere. It's got Allen keys in there, and it's got screwdrivers in there, but this is an essential for any biker. Always, always have it in your bag, have it in your pouch, okay? And because we changed the inner tube, the most important thing today is the inner tube, okay? So as you can see, this is a 29-inch inner tube because my tires are 29 inches. And this is one of those inner tubes that's called auto repair inner tubes, okay? So apparently it has some sort of gel system in there that if it has a puncture, that the gel will kick in and stop the puncture. But obviously that's just little punctures, any glass cuts and things like that, it doesn't guarantee. So always, always read what it says on the package and make sure you have the right tube for your right bike. So if your bike wheels are 26 inches and you've ended with a 29-inch tube, it's not going to work. Okay, so you need to have the right tube. So get the stuff ready first before you dismantle the bike. And there is my bike over there on his back. Yes, if you're looking at the surroundings, I'm just an ordinary guy doing whatever I can and learning on the job, okay? So if I took this to a shop, they'll probably charge me 50, 80 pounds because I'm in England. So always have a go. You can have a go. There's nothing that you can't do. You know, male or female, be inspired, do it, okay? And there's so much stuff on YouTube that you can learn from. And what's the worst thing that can go wrong, you know? You get it wrong once, you get it wrong twice, but eventually you'll get it right. So always, always have a go. So these are hydraulic brakes, okay? So basically that's the braking system. You may have brakes that stick to the wheel and you can quick release those brakes, okay? So these are hydraulic brakes. So this is a brake system here. So we need to take that out of there. So this is a quick release button here, or lever, quick release lever. Most bikes come with those today, okay? And that's the valve, okay? So we need to dismantle that as well, okay? And on the other side, if it doesn't release quick enough, you have got a little nut, so you may just need to loosen this a little bit and then the quick release will work, okay? So it's the front tire we're changing today, well, the front inner tube. So it's a quick release, as you can see. I've loosened it up a little bit for the camera's sake, just to show you. So basically, give it a good pull, and there you go, okay? The lever is released. Untie a little bit, okay? And that should come out. It should pull out without any problem, okay? Okay, so as well as doing the lever on the other side, let's just release this. We need to take this nut off on the other side as well. Totally off, yes, has to come off because the lever needs to go through to the other side, okay? So there you go, okay? And then on this side, we pull this out, okay? Quick release, okay? That's all it is. It's a quick release. So there's a little spring there, if you can see that spring. So that fell off when I quick released it. So make sure all the bits stay together and make this out. So all it leaves us to do now is to take the tire out, okay? So gently, remember that's the hydraulic brakes there. So make sure your brakes are open, okay? It's only if it's open, it's gonna come out. And simply, gently slide it away from it. And there you go. There is your wheel. and your wheel comes off, and I'm going to rest it here gently on the kitchen floor. Once again, my apologies to parents, to moms and dads and wives out there. We are using the kitchen floor. I was going to do this outside, but it's raining. It's England, but you know, you might be lucky enough to live in a nice warm country somewhere where sun shines all the time. Okay, so there's the tire, there's the wheel. So now we've got to remove the tire and take the tube out. Okay, so take your time, sit down on the floor and to remove the inner tube. Okay, so you can see it's quite flat, so that's where it was sitting. And most importantly here, as you can see, feel it, so all the air has gone out. Okay, so you need to make sure that all the air is out of the tube while you're actually taking the inner tube out. Okay, so the most important thing here is the valve. So open the valve, and valves come in sort of all different sizes and different makes. Okay, so you need to make sure that the air is out of the inner tube. Okay, like I said, you get all sorts of different valves depending on your inner tube. So some valves have got a little nut here, so you might need to untie that nut, undo the nut, take the nut off, and then the valve will push in. Okay, and some valves on most sort of, I suppose, expensive bikes, or they have a little valve there, so you need to open the little valve, then push it in and make sure the air is out of the inner tube. Okay, so taking the inner tube means take all the air out of the inner tube first. Yeah, normally it'd go tss, but there's nothing in there that needs to come out, so all the air is out. It's out, and this is the first time I'm changing the inner tube, or first time I'm taking this tire off the rim, so that's the rim. So again, I need to go around the tire, just pressing this in, so just to break if there's a seal or it's been tightly put on for a long time, just to make sure that I can take the tire off. Okay, so because that's quite easy now, because it's also so easy as well because there's no air in there. So if there was a bit of air in the tube, I need to get rid of that. So as you can see, I'm gently also at the same time not damaging any of the screw or any of the bolts or any of the nuts. Okay, so you may want to put it on a mat if you want, so just to make sure everything is okay, but I'm quite careful with this. Okay, so never apply too much pressure. So you always need to apply just enough pressure. So here we go. So as you can see, the tire is quite good actually. It's moved away from the rim quite well, and you need to do that on both sides. Okay, so you may need to just pick it up, twist it the other way around, and just do the same again. Just give it a squeeze with two hands. I'm holding the camera with one hand, so I can't do it with two hands. Give it a squeeze. Okay, so make sure that is ready to come away from the rim, because we need to take the tire out, and the inner tube is inside the tire, hence why it's called an inner tube. And they come in all different sizes and forms as well. You can get metal ones, you can get plastic ones, so you can get basically whatever is available for you. Okay, so they're shaped in a certain way as well. So you got a little bit there. So if you can't take the tire away from, so you can use it here just to remove the tire. Okay, but it's this side that comes into play here. This side here. Okay, so basically we put it in like this. Okay, so we want to grab the inner rim. We want to grab the rim of the tire so we can flick it out and bring the tire to the other side. Okay, so ideally I'd use two hands, but I'm going to rest my leg there. Sorry about my foot. I have washed my feet this morning, had a shower. Okay, so basically with two hands, not holding the camera in the other hand, you poke this in and basically you bring it like that. Can you see that? Okay, so it goes in, and because there's a little lip on there, you bring it out like this. Okay, so that comes out. So the tire has now come away from the rim. So leave one in there. Okay, and so basically I can leave that one there. And then with my other one, a little bit further down, I can do the same, or I can even pick it up from here, and then I can sort of move it. So basically I just want to get the rim out. So I can leave that there and go a little bit further down, get hold of the rim of the tire and do exactly the same thing there. Okay, so as you can see, and these are pretty good because this rests here. Okay, so I can then move the tire. And again, there's no one solution. So I've moved it from the other, and basically, like I said, you will need a bit of muscle there, and then you just basically put it back there, and can you see? And then you just slide that across, and as you're sliding across, move the tire and the rim releases the tire. Okay, so the tire is now coming away, and just all the way around the wheel, you just basically do that. Okay, so turning the wheel at the same time, and I'm basically, there we go. So once I've done that with my hands, I'm just like giving it a good, it's almost like giving it a massage with two hands, really, just moving it away from the rim. So the rim is released there, and the tire also is released. Okay, so I want to take the whole tire off, basically. Okay, so there's the tire, there goes the tire, and there goes the rim. Okay, so just make sure you check that everything's okay, there's no damage to the wheel itself, so everything seems to be fine. So there is no damage to the wheel. And I'll put the wheel aside, move that over there. Okay, and then here is the tire. And like I said, the valve came out of the tire quite quickly, but you may need to just push the valve in and take the tire out. Now, some people might want to leave the tire on the wheel over there, but I'm actually taking the whole thing out. Okay, so here's the inner tube, and I gently pull the inner tube out, because it might have a puncture, so I will possibly fix that puncture at some point, and we'll do another video on fixing punctures as well. Okay, and I'm holding the camera with one hand. You can tell I'm not professional, and sticking my feet in at the same time as well, so I do apologize for that. But here we go, so there is the tube, there is our tire. Okay, so as you can see, we have three things ready. Tire, well, four things. There's the bicycle, there's the tire, there's the inner tube, and there is the wheel. Okay, so well done getting to here. So please, once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I won't harass you. I just need as many subscribers as I can get. So please do subscribe to my channel. Okay, we're gonna add this new inner tube. So this valve is obviously different to the valve that I took off. But as you can see, this pump, it has got instructions on it for all sorts of valves. So there is a little bit in there, and you basically take this part apart from, take this part, there's another valve in there, there's another little piece in there that you take out. So then this will accommodate this particular valve, so you can fill it up. Okay, so basically you pump it up a little bit just to get the shape of the tube. So I'm going to give it a little pump. As you can see, my tube has taken a bit of shape, and then obviously once I've checked all the tire free from anything, I'll start to pinch the tube back into the tire. Obviously I would use two hands, but I'm trying to make this video at the same time. And like I said, I'm just a normal guy, so I haven't got video stands and all this. I'm just trying to do things myself, and I'm encouraging you to have a go. You know, you can do it. You get it wrong once, twice, but eventually you'll get it. Never be afraid of having a go. Obviously, the most important thing is health and safety. So certain things you can have a go, but certain things you will need to take to the professionals. And I stand up, and I stand by that very strongly, that certain things you need to take to the professionals. Okay, so I'm going to put the tube in. Okay, so there you go. The tube is in all of the way, and make sure when you put the tube in, this bit is pointing out, so the tube doesn't get twisted inside. And so then you find where the rim is, find where the hole is. So remember, that valve has to go through the hole. And also make sure you check the wheel as well, rim of the wheel, so there's nothing breakage or no spokes are coming through. So now's a good time to check, just make sure everything is okay. And it might be a good idea to put the tire flat, and with your grip like this, squeezing it into the rim, and make sure there's no tube sticking out. So you don't want to, so there's a bit of tube sticking out. I'll push that in with my finger. So make sure there's no tube sticking out, and everything should be looking like this. So both sides, so always check both sides. Okay, so both sides are getting in, both sides are in there. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now, and you may need to use your tools just to give it a gentle push in, but make sure it's a gentle push, you're not catching anything, but the tire has to go inside that rim. Okay, so it has to go inside of that rim. So with two hands, squeezing it on both sides, make sure you give it a good squeeze, make sure all the tire is all with inside the rim. Okay, so I have a look at the other side. So now all I need to do is pump it up a little bit before I mount onto the bike. Okay, always be careful you don't damage anything that you shouldn't do. You could put a rug underneath. Okay, so I'm going to pump it up a little bit, and then very gently moving over to the bike, making sure that the brakes go in. If by mistake you've closed the brakes of the lever, you can get a flat screwdriver, obviously take the tire out. So you've got to make sure this is your brake, hydraulic brake system. So this has to go in there, okay? So safety, most important. Check, 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 and check again, okay? Safety is vital. Okay, so the wheel sits in there nicely. And now it leaves me to get my spoke and put that through this side over here, that way. And remember, you can see there's a little groove that sort of sits in the groove very comfortably, just like that. Okay, but then I have to put my screw on the other side. What's happened to my screw is that the cap has come off, so it's just left the screw exposed, which is fine, that's not a problem. Okay, so before I put the screw in, the spring goes in this way, and then the screw screws in this way, that way. Okay, so that's tight enough now, I think. Then I'll grab the lever and put the lever down. Okay, so that's very loose at the moment, so obviously I've got to tighten this screw a little bit more. And like I said, it's vital, it's important. This is a vital part of the bike. Okay, putting the tire back on, make sure it's safe, it's screwed in properly. Okay, that seems about right. Then I just move the lever and push the lever. Okay, let's just get this a little bit here. Get the lever back there, and I push the lever down. Okay, that's a little bit too tight, so I don't want to snap that. So I can loosen this bit. Loosen it a little bit, and then nice and easy. Okay, that seems perfect. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's on. Get the little plastic cap that fell off, so I can put that on. That's not a problem. Okay, just firmly put that on. Maybe with a, give it a little tap if I need to. Okay, there you, oh, whoops. I've left my pump stuck to the wheel because I've got to still pump some more in. I couldn't actually sit down and pump all the air in. So now I'm going to stand up, because I can stand up now and I can put the air in. Oh, that was silly of me. But that's what it is, you know. Just a normal guy trying things and doing things for myself. So if you feel that the pump, you can't pump it in, so this little bit here does need to be loose, okay? So you need to loosen it up, okay? So loosen it. It won't fall out, don't worry, it won't fall out. Then once you pumped it up, you just push it up and tighten it. So if the pump isn't allowing you to put air in there, just make sure that bit is loose, and then put your pump mouth onto it. So we have successfully changed the inner tube. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel and share and leave any comments down below. Thank you for watching.